Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a Bakugou X-Reader by Birds Have Teeth on Wattpad. So let's get into it. Blood drips down one side of your face, dribbling red streaks of it down to your chin. Everything seems to freeze. The shock of silence pervading the room as you stare incredulously into vermilion eyes. They stare right back at you, the mortification mirroring yours. You open your mouth multiple times, only to close it when no words came. Just empty stuttering breaths. Boyan, He starts, hands reaching out for you, and you flinch away from his touch. Taking 2 steps back, the regret you see in his eyes only makes the wound hurt more. You begin. Eyes wide, voice sounding small and confused. Katsuki stumbles back as though the words physically slapped him, a terrified and disbelieving look etching itself onto his features. As your own mind processes what you've just said, what just happened, and the sting you feel as blood continues to ooze down from your nose sets in. He hit you. He looks at his own hand, the one that had just descended upon you after a fight he started, over something incredibly stupid. His heart starts fiercely pumping blood to his brain, and he shudders, realizing what he has done. He hit you. I didn't mean to. I swear it. He defends, hands reaching out for you, the sight of the darkening bruise and blood. Your blood. Instinctually shoving him forward, he takes a step in your direction, and you shuffle away from him, arms rising to protect yourself reflexively. Pain explodes behind his irises, and he feels himself grow sick. He feels nauseous. Boyan, please. You hit me. You cry out angrily, feeling the tears well up in the corners of your eyes. You feel the tears coming in strong, rolling down your cheeks like a wave over a waterfall into the pool of your collarbone. It hurts, knowing you were staring down someone you thought you loved. Someone you thought had loved you, only to be proved so incredibly wrong. He got mad. He got angry. And he did often. He yelled, raged, and ranted. He broke things and took his anger out in violence, and you were always there to calm him down, to take him into your arms, and force him to accept your love. You always got through it together, but never had he ever put his hands on you. The harsh reality of the situation sends your heart lurching, and the pitch of your voice sky high. Maybe. I'm sorry. Please don't cry. He continues to try and close the distance between you, but you only sob and wrench yourself out of his grasp once he gets close enough. Your back hits the wall of your apartment, and you cower as he cages you there, hands scrambling to try and touch your face, but you fight him. He growls in frustration, but you could see the glossiness of his eyes. You don't care. Stop moving, damn it. Let me help you. No, don't touch me, Bakugou. You scream, shoving his hands away from you like they were poisoned, like they would burn you if they brushed against your flesh. You wouldn't let him. He shakes under the power your voice has as it carries your words out, striking him down like a physical attack. He's crying now, the tears running freely down the tracks of his cheeks, as you squirm and struggle against him. The fear in your eyes, the image of you scared, panicked face staring back into his, makes his stomach churn. He feels a lot of things at once: shame, disgust, self-loathing, anguish, and guilt. It all mixes together into one big wall of bad, forcing the sob from his throat. Don't hurt me. You've stopped fighting. Your arms limp at your side. as his hands touch your face, tilting your head aside so you can see the damage he has done. Please, Katsuki. Your words finally break him. He falls to his knees before you, arms squeezing tight around your waist as he sobs into your stomach. He's blurting out apologies, words of self-hate, and pleas for forgiveness. He even begs you to hit him at one point, and all you can do is stand and stare as you witness Katsuki Bakugou on his knees before you, shaking with the force of his own mental breakdown. Please, don't leave me, princess. Somehow, the pet name strikes an even harsher nerve, and you try to pry him off of you, gritting your teeth tightly, but he refuses to release you, arms contracting around your middle as he clings to you. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. Baby, you can hit me if you want. Just please, don't leave me. You're torn between wanting to shove him away from you and dropping to your knees to throw your arms around him. Your emotions are a mess, and you can't even think straight over the pleading of your boyfriend below. He hit you. He laid his hands on you and he did it out of his own volition. You can't forgive him for that. He gasps shakily as he takes your hand and presses it to his face. Right where it hits you, and you stumble when you realize what he's asking you to do. You won't. You would never. You loved him whether he hurt you or not. Nothing would change that fact. Did he really think you dropped so low to hit him back? Katsuki, I won't. He shoves your hand tighter against the flesh of his wet cheek, trying to encourage you. He's a sight to see, on his knees, red-faced, streaked with tears and shaking. It was agonizing to watch your strong, hard as nails, confident Bakugou like this. Just hit me. Make us even. He growls, though he chokes and denies, willing it to come out strangled and weak. His eyes don't dare to meet yours, staring intensely at your wrist, where your favorite tattoo resides. The one you got as a pair for your 3rd year anniversary. Yours said Lady Explosion Murder, and the matching one on his own breast, Lord Explosion Murder. It was subtle and simple, but you treasured the connection it had. Even if your parents had warned you, the regrets of matching tattoos later on in life. Your gaze softens, and you slide to your knees there at eye level with him, forcing him to look at you. He's drawn up with a sudden action, eyes darting up to search yours. But you only hug him tight. You bury your face into the juncture of his own neck, your own tears, dampening the fabric of his black shirt. I will not hurt you. Ever. Not even if it's unfair. Not even if you deserve it. Your arms squeeze around him, and he stares, wide-eyed at the wall behind you. I love you. He lets out a stirring breath and holds you close, pressing you tight against his chest as you bend down to lean against his weight. I love you too. So much. I promise, Ryan. Just... You clutch the back of his head and press his face into your chest, letting his forehead rest against your sternum. This doesn't mean I forgive you, Katsuki. You sigh, voice raw and raspy from crying and screaming the way you had. He flinches, but keeps his head tucked underneath your chin as he begins to relax. His breath starting to even out as he takes in your comforting scent. You shouldn't. You'd be an idiot otherwise. He grumbles bitterly, some of his grumbliness returning to his voice. But his words are void of aggression. It won't happen again. That's a damn promise. I need some time away from you. I'm not leaving you, but I don't want to see you for a few days. He is still and silent before he nods against your chest, hands fidgeting with the fabric of your now wrinkled shirt between his fingers. I'll call her Raka. and ask if she'll let me stay for a few nights. He grunts and pulls away from her neck, shaking his head. No, you stay. I'll go. As long as you need, alright? You nod and can't resist the urge to lean forward and press against his forehead. He pushes your face away and grimaces, though his face is redder than before. He leans in and kisses you softly. A chaste and gentle kiss you're not used to. He really is sorry. Ororaga was going to demand you to leave him when she hears about this. But you know you couldn't. You're hurt. And there's a lot of trust you want to re-earn. But you don't want to give up on this. After all the good you'd seen in him. You'll get past this, just like you always have. You just needed time.